Splash Mountain is problematic. A lot of Disney fans automatically assume that Splash Mountain is just a cheap or just horribly maintained ride, and in general, that's not really true. Believe it or not, Splash Mountain is probably one of the hardest rides to maintain on the Disneyland Resort. Not only are most of the animatronics taken from the much older America Sings attraction, but they are also in some of the harshest environments known for theme park attractions, aka water. Not to mention, most of Splash Mountain's animatronics are either on small platforms or surrounded by water, making them very hard to repair. This is why the iterations at Tokyo Disneyland and Walt Disney World were built so differently from the original in California. So with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and let's look at some of the things that have been fixed, broken, or even straight up gone missing during the recent Splash Mountain refurb. Let's start off at the first lift hill. From what I can tell, things like the queue and loading area didn't really change too much from the refurb. After we climb over the first lift hill is when we see our first broken effect. Usually when the log goes down the drop, there's a giant splash of water that shoots up into the air, simulating the log hitting the water at high speeds. This effect was either turned off or was damaged since it was working pre-refurb. Next is our first animatronic that was not repaired during the refurb. This owl was removed in early 2021 for repairs and was brought back with one functioning eye. In the most recent refurb, nothing has really been done to fix them to my knowledge. From here, apart from some burnt out lights, nothing really massively changed until we get into the show building. In our first scene right here, we have a singing animatronic duck thingamabob thing, whatever you want to call him. Previously, all the light around him as well as the light on him was broken, but after the refurb, the light on the animatronic duck has been fixed, as well as the ambient light around the animatronic. This next scene here was also fixed in the refurb. Previously, nothing here was lit. The donkey didn't have a light, as well as the lighting around the area was not working. Post refurb, the donkey finally has his spotlight back on him, and the ambient lighting around in the area has been fixed. We also have fixed lighting on Bear Fox and Bear Bear. Previously, the lighting wasn't working at all, and pre-refurb, the lighting was just blue, so I've never seen that before. That was interesting. Before we move on to the next scene, I just want to say really quickly that these three animatronics here, the hanging possum thingamabobs, the bird, and Bear Rabbit on the pushcart, were all working pre-refurb. This is flipping crazy. From what I've seen previously, it is not rare to see one or even all three of these animatronics not working right before refurbishment. So the fact that all three are working pre and post refurbishment is, for lack of a better word, a miracle. Here we have another fixed animatronic from the refurb. Bear Bear, with his head stuck inside of a beehive, was broken and had his butt stuck to the right, but now moves back and forth like he's supposed to. This next scene here, aka the laughing place scene, gets incredibly tricky. A lot of animatronics here consistently break, and a lot of times a lot of them don't get fixed, and sometimes they even get removed and never come back for up to a year. So it's very hard to keep track of things, and I tried my best, but I might have missed something, so please let me know in the comments if I did. So here we have our first fix. A majority of the beehives are finally moving again, however some are still broken. Pre-refurb, there was a light that clearly lit up Bear Rabbit's animatronic. However, post-refurb, it looks like Disney shut off that light. We also have a missing bird animatronic, which has also been missing since the last refurb. Then to the left, we also have a character inside of a boat that's supposed to be spinning. He hasn't spun for a while. I think the last time he spun was like early 2021. Then right before we leave the scene, we have what is supposed to be a trio of animatronics singing. Toward the left, there's a really well lit animatronic. However, if you pay very close attention to the right, you will see an animatronic completely coaxed in darkness. Now there's supposed to be a light on this animatronic. However, if you pay very close attention, you'll see that this guy isn't moving at all. Most likely Disney just shut off the light to this guy because they don't have the necessary parts to repair him just yet. And for the third animatronic, he should be right in between these two guys right here. However, he is missing as well, and from what I can tell, he's been missing since very early 2021. Now this next one isn't a broken effect or anything, I just thought it was kind of cool to point out, and that's right before the lift hill, you'll see this open maintenance door. Now I don't know what happened, maybe a cast member went through or a maintenance member forgot to close it, but it's just open and letting a bunch of light into the scene. I have never seen this before, it was just really interesting. Now from this point on to the final scene, to my knowledge, there's no more broken animatronics or effects. So let's go up the lift hill and down the final drop.
Well, I'm glad I thought of that. Well, that's just where you want to
After the big drop, we then enter into the grand finale of Splash Mountain. In the first part of the grand finale, nothing really seems to have changed that much. However, things start to kind of fall apart towards the end where the steamboat is. For starters, the dancing brown chicken animatronic that used to be on top of the blocks all the way to the right is now gone. This is a rather strange move by Disney, since usually they remove animatronics when they're broken, but previously that animatronic was working perfectly fine. It must have some other reason for doing it, but it's just weird. The second brown chicken animatronic on the second floor used to have both their arms faced upwards, but now their right arm is facing towards the air and the left arm is facing towards the ground, which is strange. Switching over to good news, the Fox animatronic is now fully working again. Before the refurb, the Fox animatronic wasn't moving the way it was supposed to. The whole body was stuck to one side, it wasn't doing its normal jazz hands, and its head wasn't turning left to right. Post refurb, the Fox now moves the way he's supposed to, and he now does his jazz hands. Let's go! On top of the boat are 3 dancing geese. On the first day I went there, 2 of the 3 geese weren't moving, but when I went a few days ago, all of them were moving again. Might have been a few technical glitches from the... What wasn't a technical glitch though was the position of these animatronics. A viewer in the comments actually pointed out that these animatronics changed positions. The order used to be blue, red, green, but is now green, blue, red. Very strange. There's also a few minute changes to the animatronic postures towards the left of the boat. However, these changes are so small that honestly there's really no reason to point them out. In the next scene with Bear Fox getting bitten by an alligator, the Bear animatronic no longer moves. He used to be moving back and forth, attempting to pull his head out of a hole, however now he's just stuck. As for all the other animatronics, Bear Fox hasn't changed from the last refurb, while Mr. Alligator biting his tail still hasn't been fixed. The alligator has been broken since 2019, but it's not really that big of a deal since all it really does is slightly move back and forth. The last and final fix to the ride portion of Splash Mountain was to the Bear Rabbit animatronic. Before the refurb, his right foot used to not move. Now, after the refurb, all parts of the animatronic are now functional. But last, but definitely not least, is the most horrific thing that has ever happened to Splash Mountain. The removal of the coin machine for maintenance. Oh, the horror. Where am I gonna spend all my money now? Thank you very much, everyone, for watching all the way through. If you watch all the way through, even better. As you can tell, I'm very tired right now. I have one take to do this. I have to go right now. I am very busy, but thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, comment, tell me more, because I like doing this kind of stuff. I want to do more kind of interesting stuff where I get more intimate with the new stuff coming to Disneyland or all the new changes doing to rides. I'm really looking forward to do that. So if you like it, again, hit the subscribe button or tell me down below in the comments. Anyways, on that note, I will see you later. Bye-bye.